started jewelry designing after I lost my job. My earliest memory with jewelry has to be right around when I was 7 years old. Hi, my name is Eyakena Basi-Bob, and I am the founder and creative director in Obasi Gemstones and Jewelry Services. And Obasi really starts from my mother. I'll give her all the initial credit. She was a big-time lace and gold jewelry merchant in the 90s. She was very popular in the southern part of Nigeria, and that really has to be my earliest memory of jewelry. I remember when I was around 7 years old and asking her how gold was made. Just a young, curious child, she would always bring gold and lay it on the table, and I would touch it, and she wouldn't really let me play with it for long, as she would always let me play with fabrics and other things. So why let me play around in fabrics but not gold? So of course that ignited my curiosity, and that's the beginning of my journey. Right around wrapping up my secondary school, I had to decide what I wanted to do in uni. So I had 3 choices. Obviously, being a child from a typical African family, is either you are a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer. I wanted to study architecture. I loved design. I was the best in my secondary school in geography and physics. I loved math. I was very good at technical drawing. So architecture was the closest thing to me living my purpose and doing what I enjoy. But obviously I had to choose something else. So I chose civil engineering, which was the closest to architecture, if you would ask me. I studied civil engineering from Swansea University, Wales, and I went ahead to Keele University to get an MSc in project management. And it was right around when I was ending my master's degree that I started playing around the idea of owning a jewelry brand. So my love for jewelry has always been there, so I just started buying all sorts of jewelry. I bought a lot of silver, sterling silver. I bought a lot of gold-plated jewelry. I bought a lot of stainless steel. I bought all sorts. So of course that gave me an early introduction into pricing, into quality of metals, and also into knowing how different metals react to the body. I came back to Nigeria after my master's degree and worked for about 2 years. So I worked as a graduate intern, then later on became a project engineer, but then I lost my job. And then I had to figure out what I was going to do with my life. At that point, I decided and started thinking about what was missing in the jewelry space. I noticed that there really isn't anywhere to authenticate diamonds or any sort of gemstones in Nigeria, and even in West Africa. So I noticed there was a huge market and a huge gap in that aspect, and even there really isn't anywhere to appraise high jewelry. So that was where I decided to go to school. I went to Alchemia Contemporary Jewelry School in Italy, and later I went to the renowned GIA, Gemological Institute of America. I studied in California to become a diamonds expert and a gemologist. So I came back to Nigeria after all these certifications, and that was the beginning of Obasi full-time.